All right, before we get started with today's video, real quick, I just got some information, just got some news from our friends over at Nazar Fragrances. All right, so it is Gratitude Appreciation Month, 25% off the entire site for the rest of the month of September. So I know a lot of you have asked me about Nazar, and I've done a lot of content on Nazar. I personally am a fan of the brand of Nazar. I think they provide a unique fragrance experience, really unlike any other that I've really come across. All right, so 25% off for the rest of the month using the code GRATITUDE over at Nazar Fragrances. All right, so I have a link down below in the description where you can tap in. Fragrances like Panic Attack, Royal Paradise, Mango Tobacco, just to name a few. Something for everybody over at Nazar. Check them out. And again, they provide a unique fragrance experience unlike any other. All right, so really good quality, really good blend. My favorite personally, some of my favorites actually, Melanated, Panic Attack, King, Nuts About Melanin, just to name a few. So check them out. Gratitude Appreciation Month, 25% off using the code GRATITUDE. It's your chance now to check out Nazar and save you some money. All right, let's get started with today's video. YouTube, what's going on YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, Dedrick Jr. And now I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes. And most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, so smell good family, y'all know what it is, man. I love to do this video each and every week. It is my favorite video to do each and every week, and that is the weekly rotation video. This is week 183, I believe, and we're going to cover every fragrance that I wore during the week of August the 30th or 31st, one of those. I know it was the end of August. All right, so citrus heavy week this week, but unique citrus plays. Nothing of like a traditional sense, but a lot of citrus this week as we're starting to wind down summer. Had a little tease of a little bit of a fall air last week, but this week was more the traditional sense of summer, but not as much humidity. All right, but we're going to get into the rotation in just a second. But one thing I want to add to the rotation, a lot of y'all have asked me what are some of my like moisturizing tips. So I said, you know what, during the weekly rotations, I'll give my combo. So I have this thing where I have a combo of the week, what I use to moisturize myself fresh out of the shower, get ready to head into work. All right, so first up, my main butter this week was from my main man JB and JB Butters. So we went with his version of Scent of Peace from Bond Number 9, and it's really, really good. So this is one of the items that I use to moisturize my skin fresh out of the shower, Scent of Peace. And if you smell Scent of Peace, it's a great, versatile, everyday fragrance, man. And this butter really captures it, man. You get some nice citrus in here. You get this kind of musky tone. You get this little woodsy tone in here. Very, very masculine butter. All right. It doesn't come off in a kind of a sickly way. It's not too heavy. A little does go a long way. It really captures that Scent of Peace DNA, really just in that buttered form. All right. So this is one I use really fresh out the shower to moisturize my skin, and then I pair it with the oil, and of course, I'm wearing my oil. All right, and with my collaboration with Clear My Skin, we wore Dedrick 15, part 1. So that's what my combo was of the week. So Centerpiece, Dedrick 15, beautiful, beautiful, kind of spicy, woody, ambery, brown sugar style oil that just is amazing, and the combination of the two really, really was good. It was really, really good, man. So a lot of y'all have been asking me, what do I use to moisturize myself? For the majority, in avocado oil. That's what I use for my entire body. And this is kind of that final coat. All right. So Bond Number 9 Scent of Peace from JB Butters, and my collaboration with Clear My Skin, Dedrick 15 part 1 was my combo of the week. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the rotation. We had a really good one. Let's go ahead and start with Sunday. Sunday, I was really ripping and running errands. On Sunday, trying to get back home before college football later on that afternoon and evening. Football is back. I am happy. I am excited. I'm sure a lot of you are. And on Sunday, from the house of M. Mikalev, a summertime classic if you ask me. I love this stuff. Gin and tonic on Sunday. Gin and tonic. Beautiful citrus beauty here. You get this lime, this juniper berry, this kind of ambergris, musky sensation here. Just a beautiful feature for the summer, man. There's been a lot of conversation of gin and tonic over the years, and rightfully so. I like to really wear this during the summer days when I'm in and out, but you can wear this in many different situations. You can wear this to the office. It's a great versatile play on the office. I haven't worn it to the office yet, but I will soon. I will one day. But most of the times, I really like how this vibes off of my skin when I'm out and about in the air. So on Sunday, from the house of M. Mikalev, great, beautiful summertime citrus blend. We have gin and tonic. I got a real love for this fragrance, man. So many great memories with this one, and it just worked for sure. All right. Up next on Monday, back to the office, brand new to the collection. I've been inspired by this house. I'm really diving into the house. This is my second pickup from the house, total blind buy, and one of the best citrus fragrances that I've ever come across. From the house of Boudicca the Victorious, on Monday, we went with the Energizer. Energizer to the office. Wow, what a beautiful citrus. Every citrus that you can think of is in here. Lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, orange. Really gives off kind of like a limey sensation as well. Beautiful petitgrain, vetiver, and musk in here. I will say the photorealistic citrus in here is awesome. It's fantastic, and for a freshie, it performs really, really well. You know, if you know anything about Boudicca, they're really expensive, even on discounters. But this is one that I just couldn't pass up for the price that I got on FragranceNet, and just a really beautiful citrus. It's beautiful. That's like the perfect word to describe it. It's beautiful. And for performance, I was really surprised. I got a really solid day of performance out of a freshie like this. When you get down to the dry down of the fragrance, the vetiver and the musk really start to step up to the plate. More of a soapy, clean vetiver, dancing with that beautiful petitgrain note in here as well. The musk is just so alluring. This stuff is fantastic. Like I said, I got about a good 7 hours, leaning in 8. I did spray this more than usual. I went 10 to 12 sprays on this because it is a very aromatic, crisp, and clean scent. But it was really hot on Monday. It was really hot heading into the office, and this worked well, but I was very surprised by the performance. So quality through the roof, nothing to talk about. The quality A1 on Monday, back to the office from the house of Boudicca. And this is all year long. This is not like a summer staple. It can be, but for me, I'm gonna wear this all year around. Like, it's just perfect for those clean and fresh profiles going to the office, and just kind of just doing your thing, whatever you got going on. Really, in any situation, you can wear this and it'll work. But the quality is crazy. From the house of Boudicca on Monday, we went with Energizer. Love, love, love what I'm experiencing from Boudicca, and more to come. I got another one on the way as we speak. All right. Up next, a fragrance that I have been chasing for quite some time. It sold out on me at the price that I wanted it for a couple of times, but I gotta shout out my guy on Moss. My guy on Moss was watching the live stream that I was doing, and he shot me an alley-oop on where I can get this for a really, really good price. And this is the lowest price I've ever seen for this fragrance. And shout out Old Factory. They come through for real. From the house of Fragrance Du Bois, on Tuesday to the office, we went with the amazing Lucius. Outstanding fragrance. Total blind buy. I knew nothing about this fragrance whatsoever, but I love this stuff, man. Again, more citrus. So there's a beautiful kind of like candy citrus in the opening, blended with this beautiful pink pepper. Then it kind of dries down to this kind of semi-smoky touch. There's some woods in here. I believe there's some vetiver in here as well, but it gives off this kind of ambery touch when you start to get down to the dry down. This is not a loud fragrance whatsoever, but this is a fragrance that lingers, man. Really lingers. What do I mean by that? I thought the fragrance was done for around that 6 to 7 hour mark. I really, really did. I was in my office taking care of some business, and granted, I was sitting down on the computer, typing and writing and things like that. Then I had to kind of get up and go into the warehouse where it's a little bit warmer, and just kind of do some things in the warehouse. And as I was walking through the warehouse, the fragrance just came rushing back. I was like, whoa, I thought it was done for. I mean, like rushing back. So it was something that really comes alive. I noticed, especially as I'm moving around, but the quality of this and experience was just outstanding. I really had a great time getting to know this fragrance on Tuesday. So this is something that I really enjoy. It kind of gives you this kind of, in the dry down, as it's, in the dry down, kind of gives you this kind of this faint relationship with Baccarat Rouge 540, but it's not that. It's not Baccarat. It'll kind of give you maybe a little vibe of it, so to speak, in the dry down, and I like that. I've come around to that DNA over the past couple of years, over the last year, but this is outstanding. The hype is real to me. I understand the conversations. I get it. I just think this is a very versatile fragrance for sure, but a different style of citrus. Like I said, almost this candy-like citrus. The amber, the woods, the vetiver in here. I think it's vetiver in here. It comes off vetiver to me with a light smoky wood touch to it. And as that sweetness from the amber really gets kind of lays in place with the pink pepper as it maneuvers through the fragrance, is outstanding. So got this for a steal, bro. A steal. I have been trying to get this for a little while, and every time I was holding it, man, I would go back to my cart. The Percocet sold out. But this is the best price yet. So shout out to my guy Omos for sending me the link for this, and I jumped on it from the house of Paul's. Whew. I bought the fragrance from the house of Fragrance Du Bois. We went with Lucius on Tuesday. Going to be hearing a lot about this fragrance, man, for sure. Great versatile play, really all year round. All right. Up next on Wednesday. Wednesday was meeting day, and I just was in the mood for this. I wear it very rarely because it's the only bottle I'll ever have. It's no longer in stock. It's no longer in production. But I was very fortunate enough by one of my good friends to bless me with this. And this is real deal, legit, appropriate for Wednesday for me, because Wednesdays are my meeting days. From the House of Zaharoff in collaboration with TLTG Reviews for life. We went with business over pleasure. Shout out to my guy Ross. This is something, like I said, I wear very, very sparingly because this is the only bottle that I ever have. But I love this fragrance, man. It's like a grown-up play on that Prada L'Homme DNA, whether it's the original or Prada L'Homme Low. But specifically, the iris in here is very realistic. It's a very earthy, slightly powdery iris, blended well with some cashmere in here as well. Claudere does cashmere perfect. A lot of Zahara fragrances have a cashmere vibe note to it, and it really stands out here, especially when you get to the mid and the dry down, blended with that beautiful iris. Fresh, clean. You just can't go wrong. And on Wednesdays, I've said it over the past few weeks, I have kind of some round table meetings. I'm kind of elbow to elbow with my teammates, other members of leadership, and we're just kind of talking business. And this is a fragrance that just highlights and represents what I need on that Wednesday. It's not loud, it's not overpowering. It does perform really, really well. It's a fragrance that constantly lingers throughout the day. I did get one compliment for sure with this fragrance on Wednesday in the meeting. But you'll see this every now and again because, like I said, this is the only bottle that I have. So I'm going to wear it very sparingly because it is really, really good. And I definitely appreciate the creation here. So in collaboration with Zaharoff, my guy TLTG Reviews First Fragrance, we went with business over pleasure. Outstanding stuff, man. Wish this was still available, man, for people who are interested, man, because it's really good for sure. All right. Up next on Thursday, another meeting, but this was a different meeting. All right. I had meetings all week this week at the office, but it comes with the gig. All right. So on Thursday, I want to go with something a little bit more intense, something a little bit more powerful, I guess we could say. Because the type of meeting that it was, I was going to represent my team. I was going to represent some young men and young women that are aspiring to get into leadership, and I just want to have a certain type of vibe in that meeting. All right, and I accomplished that with the biggest compliment of the week with this one. From the House of Yeoman Lel, we went with their original creation. I'm gonna say it again, their original creation, Solar. Solar on Thursday. Wow. What a masculine beauty here. Oh man, it's so fresh. It's clean. It's a little oody woody. There's this kind of rain accord. It doesn't smell like desert rain from Day 3, the newest release, but it will remind you of it. But this is a much more powerful powerful stance when you're talking about that rain accord. Almost give like this kind of steamy, kind of smoky vibe to it as well. But this is fantastic. 100% masculine. Presence will be known. Presence will be felt with wearing a fragrance like this. I was coming up the stairwell, going up to the conference room. There was a group of people coming down the stairwell, and the young lady and the young man in the front was like, "Yo, you smell good. That is crazy. What is that?" And I had just sprayed it on. So I'm getting to work. I'm headed to the conference room. I'm kind of moving, and I'm very easy on these sprays of this one. I went 4 to 5 sprays, and it lasts all day long. This is a beast of a performer. You're talking 10 hours north easily. But coming up the stairwell in passing, I got a pretty cool compliment. The young lady and the young man want to know what I was wearing. I told them what it was. They were like, "I don't even know what that is, sir. But man," they call me Mr. D. "Yeah, you smell good, man." So the strongest compliment of the week. One of them, I got a compliment on the next one too. That's pretty crazy. But this one is really, really, really good and very masculine. Sold out again. I don't know how often Yomalel is going to bring this back, but it'll be around for sure. This is their first ever original creation from the House of Yomalel on Thursday. We went with Solar, a masculine beauty for sure. And you see the difference with the plate. These plates are black in comparison to the Inspired takes, which are all gold. All right. Up next on Friday. Friday was a casual chill day. Had to go into the office, so just kind of chilling out. Got on t-shirt, got my cargo pants, got what was I wearing? Had a pair of Jordan 4s on. Yeah. Did I have a pair of Jordan 4s? Yeah, a pair of Jordan 4s, ball cap, going into work. Casual day, just kind of taking care of business, trying to get out of there on a Friday. But this fragrance is fantastic. I received this from one of the Smell Good family members. And I've never heard of this brand. I don't have any experience with this brand, but I'm so grateful to know about this brand now. On Friday, from the house of Marco Philippe, we have Casual. This stuff is incredible. Beautiful citrus blend. Again, another candied citrus opening here. You get some vetiver, you get some musk, and you get some ambergris. The musk in here and the vetiver are really beautiful as this continues to kind of dry down. Kind of get this kind of ambery kiss to it as well. Very nice. The opening is glorious. I was leaving for work and I'm driving, headed to work. And before I leave for work, I, hug and kiss my wife before I leave. I look down at my phone, pick my phone up. "You smell delicious." Was the compliment that I got with wearing Casual. Again, I've never heard of the brand of Marco Philippe, I believe. Never heard of Casual, but boy, am I glad to have this. Again, this was gifted to me. You know who you are, my man. I appreciate you as always. One of the Smell Good family members decided to show me love, and this stuff is incredible, man. So great performer. This is another one that is not in your face, not loud, not beast mode, screaming down the hall. It's one that lingers. Throughout the day, I was catching wafts. I'm talking 8-9 hours into my day. And for a freshy style scent, even though the citrus kind of has a bit of a density to it. And I believe the citrus and like the ambery touches and the vetiver really dance well with this particular fragrance. It doesn't come off like super fresh, but I will consider it a freshie. And this stuff is fantastic, man. So great fragrance, man. I'll be wearing this a lot, man. This is versatile all year round, but I'll be wearing this a lot, especially to the office. So from the house of Marco Philippe, on Friday, we went with Casual on Friday. Great stuff. See the sides here. I think this is a Mexican fragrance brand, independent niche fragrance brand. Been on their website. I've seen some of the offerings. This is good. Y'all be hearing more about this brand for sure. All right. And last but not least, on Saturday, had to go into the office on a Saturday for a little while to get some things taken care of, and it was hot. Hottest day of the week for sure. Not even close. And we went with this one. I want to wear this one again before, and you can wear this in the fall too. You can wear this all year round. But in the summer, this stuff really goes. From the House of Arabian Oud, we went with Amiri. I have nothing but love for the House of Arabian Oud. And this is a unique citrus. The citrus in here in the opening is wow. You get this kind of orange bergamot just explosion. But then as it starts to dry down, you get a little pink pepper, you get a little bit of a cardamom, a little bit of a nutmeg, you get some musk in here, a little bit of a patchouli touch. It goes into this kind of oriental spice feel as this continues to develop and starts to dry down. I love the opening of this. It is fantastic. That citrus lingers all the way through, but it's one of the more beautiful openings when it comes to citrus that I've ever smelled. And it is fantastic. This stuff is super, really good. I got this for a really good price on discounters. Arabian Oud can be expensive, for sure. But you pay for what you get. You get what you pay for. Yeah, that's the term. And you get a lot here, man. This stuff is awesome. Great performer. Again, for a freshie, I get about a good solid 8, maybe 9 hours before it turns into a skin scent. I'm gonna say 7 to 8. 7 to 8. Before it turns to a skin scent. You can overspray this, and again, the opening of this is beautiful. It dries down to a more of this kind of like oriental spice vibe with some fresher nuances to the fragrance. So Amiri does get a lot of love in the community. I think it is fantastic and great for a casual daily wear. From the House of Arabian Oud, this stuff is awesome. We went with Amiri to close out the week to the office on Saturday. All right, so there you have it, Smell Good family. That was my rotation. I told you it was a lot of citrus going on, but a different styles of citrus. Had some new fragrances to the collection. Got a few compliments this week. And all in all, it was a real solid week, man. So let me know what y'all's rotations were. What did y'all wear? What was new? What was different? What was old? What was a yes? What was a no? Love to know what you guys are wearing. All right, so until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. As always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes. And of course, more importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, always splack it up, splack it down. Splack that thing all around. And remember, what you put out to this world is exactly what you are going to get back. Appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Till next time. Peace, man. And of course, splack.